Last night, stars of Bollywood walked the red carpet to mark the opening night of the London Indian Film Festival. The highlight of the evening was the film Sold. It stars Gillian Anderson, which tells the story of a young Nepali girl sent away by her family to work as a domestic servant, only to find she's been trafficked into a brothel. Anderson plays a US photographer who learns of Lakshmi's plight and embarks on a dangerous mission to rescue her. I caught up with the actress and began by asking her what attracted her to this film.
I read a script some time ago that Jeffrey Brown wrote as an adaptation of the novel. And the character that I play didn't actually exist in the first script, but I knew Jeffrey from another project, and he said, read this, and if you respond to it, please be involved with it in some way if we end up making it and the film comes out, just as a voice to bring attention to the film. And by the time they ended up getting it made, the character had expanded to represent a real-life humanitarian photographer. And at that point, after looking at her photographs, which led me further into the understanding of the state of human trafficking as it is today, it just felt like something I couldn't say no to.
Tell us a bit about the character that you play.
Lisa Christine, who's the photographer that this was based, that the character was based on, travels around the world. She is a humanitarian photographer, but over the past 7 years, she has dedicated a good portion of her time to documenting, to bearing witness to human slavery, and she puts herself in sometimes extremely dangerous circumstances in order to capture the pictures that she takes. And she happens to also take exquisite photographs.
When you read the script, did you know how bad sex trafficking really is?
No, not really. No, not really in any way.
Good girls do what they're told, right? Mm-hmm. Good. Now look what I have for you.
For me?
But the real scandal is that everyone knows this is going on and the authorities, it would appear, do nothing.
The thing is, it's not just brothels. I mean, this is the story within this film, but it's also, let's say, girls being kidnapped from malls in major cities or coerced away for, to be a girlfriend to a cute young bloke who tells her that they're going to run away and elope together, and she ends up being forced through violence to prostitute herself under the bridges of Washington, D.C. or on the south side of London or wherever. It happens in our backyard.
But we've seen with, for example, the kidnapping of the girls by Boko Haram, people all around the world tweeted, "Save our girls," and in the end, it might make them feel better, but nothing has happened.
There are obviously a part and connected to this film organisations that are actively on a daily basis trying to raise funds and awareness, get governments interested, and get people lobbying the idea that companies and governments who are complicit can be named and shamed, and whether that is one avenue towards making some kind of impact. Doing nothing is not really an option.
Do you think movies really do change things?
They certainly start conversations. They can move people into action, I believe, and certainly it can start revolutions.
Well, are you starting a revolution with this film?
No, I don't necessarily. That's not what I'm saying. I think very strongly that art in general can have huge impact in change.
Gillian Anderson.